What is going on, you guys? Today we are checking out this beautiful new Reference 1 kit from Pearl Drums. Oh, yeah! This is our final stop on the new high-end reimagined choo-choo train, and there's a reason I saved this kit for last, because this one is a little more unique than the others. And when I say little, I mean more than a little. First of all, let's talk about the wood in these drum shells, because that's my favorite part of this kit. Hopefully you can see this well on the camera, but you might notice the slight difference in color between the woods in these shells. And that's because they use different wood recipes for each drum, and the whole point of this is to fully optimize the tonal qualities that you'll get from each drum, depending on the size. Because obviously the sound that you want to get out of a 10-inch tom is going to be completely different than the sound you want to get out of a big floor tom or a kick drum. We usually want a little more high-end crack with the smaller toms, but for the bigger drums, we want more warmth and low end. So let's actually start by looking at the 12-inch rack tom, because this is the only drum on this kit that isn't a hybrid shell. This one is just 100% 6 plies of maple. Tone is nice and warm, which is pretty much exactly what we want for a transitional mid-note tom. But as the drums get smaller, we want some more high-end cut, right? So for the higher toms, specifically 10 inches or smaller, these are gonna have 4 plies of maple and 2 inner plies of birch. Excellent. We get a nice little extra cut from that birch. For the floor tom, this is where things start to get thick. First of all, it's a little bit fatter than the rack toms because the floors use 8 plies of wood instead of 6. And we want that heavy low end, so this only has 2 plies of maple and 6 plies of warm African mahogany. Daddy. That mahogany really adds to the bottom end quite nicely. It's also worth mentioning that the bearing edges are different too. The floor tom and the kick drum have fully rounded edges. What this does is allows more of the drum shell to touch the head, so you'll get a much more punchy sound. The bass drum is also 8 plies, same recipe as the floor tom, so 2 plies of maple, 6 plies of mahogany. Oh, it's so fat. And of course, we can't forget the snare drum, right? This is similar to the smaller toms, 4 plies of maple, 2 inner plies of birch for extra attack and high end. Oh my god. I have never played a drum kit like this before. I also love the story behind this kit. Some of you may or may not know that Pearl has their Masterworks line of drums, and you can pretty much customize anything you want with the Masterworks kits, right? You can choose the shell type, you can choose the bearing edges, you can choose the hardware. And after many years of custom Masterworks orders, the guys at Pearl started looking at the analytical data for all the orders, and they started to notice a trend that it was becoming more common to have hybrid blended shells and different bearing edges in the kit. So they said, okay, this is apparently what the people want, so let's give it to them in a production kit, and that's how the Reference series was born. Pretty cool, eh? But we are not done yet. There's more. You might notice that the tuning lugs on this kit are also different. Instead of the standard CL lugs, this kit features the swivel lugs. These are Pearl's lightest tuning lugs, and they've got these little brass tension casings that pivot a tiny bit, so it makes the drum easier to tune and it helps the shell vibrate a little more. Another plus side of these smaller lugs is they take up less room on the drum, so you can see more of that sexy finish. This finish, by the way, is called Cherry Amber Fade, and it's a custom lacquer finish. Look at that. You like? And we've got the brand new L arms for the rack toms on this kit, and of course the R2 air suspension system for extra resonance. But now, enough yapping. Let's get to banging. Okay. How about a little Maiden of Souls? Should we get funky? I think we should get funky. All right, one more. Let's see if you guys recognize this one. Well, again, excuse my French, but holy shit, this is such a nice drum set. Having the birch and the mahogany blended in with the maple on the different drums, and just the way everything looks too. This kit is a real treat to play. And this snare drum, this might be my favorite snare out of all four of the new kits, in my humble opinion. The birch in this thing really adds some nice crack. And I know how much you guys love crack. So I've got a lot of work to do. I gotta think long and hard about which of the four new Pearl kits I like the best, because I'm definitely gonna order one of these for myself. Did I actually just say crack and then long and hard within like 5 seconds of each other? I'll see you guys next time. Click.